Welcome back to the Yoga Basics series. Today we'll break down Surya Namaskara B, also known as Sun Salutation B. This flow is dynamic, warming, and helps us build strength and stamina. I'll cue each movement and breath to guide you through each position with awareness and stability. Let's begin. Start at the top of your mat with your feet together or hip-width apart, Tadasana. Ground through all four corners of your feet. Lift through the inner arches and engage your thighs. Bring your palms together at the heart center, soften your gaze, and take a deep breath in. As you breathe in, bend your knees, sink your hips down, and raise your arms overhead. Keep your core engaged to support your lower back. Check that your knees stay behind or in line with your toes. Gaze forward or slightly up. So in this pose, think about sitting back into a chair, pressing into your heels and lengthening to your fingertips. Avoid overarching the back by drawing the ribs in. Exhale, strengthen your legs and fold forward. Bring your hands to the mat or shins. Release the head and neck. Allow the spine to lengthen as you fold. So for this pose, keep a slight bend in the knees if your hamstrings are tight. Reach towards the ground with soft knees. Let the crown of your head reach towards the mat. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Lift your torso halfway. Lengthen your spine forward. Place your hands on your shins or fingertips on the mat or hands on the mat. Draw your shoulders back and down. Exhale, plant your hands and step or hop to Chaturanga. Lower halfway down, keeping your elbows hugging the rib cage. Again in this pose, engage your core and keep your shoulders in line with your elbows. Press back through your heels and keep the body in one straight line. As you inhale, flip the tops of your feet onto the mat and press through the palms, lifting your chest. Open across the collarbones and look forward. As you exhale, we go to downward facing dog. Lift your hips back and up, coming into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide and press firmly into your palms. Relax your head and neck. In this pose, keep a slight bend in the knees if needed. Draw your hips high and lengthen the spine by pressing the ground away. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands and spin your left heel down. Rise up, lifting your arms overhead for Virabhadasana or Warrior 1. Square your hips forward. In this pose, bend deeply in your right knee, stacking it above your ankle. Press firmly into both feet, grounding throughout your edge of the back foot. As you exhale, we go back to Chaturanga. Plant your hands down, step back to plank, and lower to Chaturanga. As you inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest, and open through your collarbones for upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. And as you inhale, step your left foot between your hands and spin your right heel down. Rise up, lift your arms overhead for Warrior 1. Square your hips forward. Again, for Virabhadasana, sink into your front knee, keeping it stacked over your ankle. Lengthen through the spine and pressing firmly into the back foot. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank and lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, press into your hands and lift your chest, flowing into upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips back down to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward and step or hop to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold forward, releasing the tension in your back and legs. Inhale, rise up to standing, bringing your palms together overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, back to the Tadasana. Take a moment here to feel the effects of your practice, noticing the warmth and energy within. So that's the full Surya Namaskara B. We'll go through it again, this time with modifications to make it more accessible. Again, we start in Tadasana. Stand at top of your mat with your feet hip-width apart. As you inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips down, and reach your arms up. So for this pose, if your shoulders are tight, keep your arms parallel or bring your hands to your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs and fold forward. Let your hands rest on your shins or thighs. As you fold forward, you can bend your knees generously if hamstrings feel tight, and you can keep your hands on thighs if needed for balance. Inhale, lift halfway up, bring your hands to your shins and lengthen your spine. Keep a slight bend in your knees if needed, focusing on creating long spine rather than reaching too far forward. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, step back into plank, shoulders over wrists. You can drop your knees for support, keeping your core engaged to protect your lower back. Inhale, lower your way down to your belly. Place your hands under your shoulders and gently lift your chest to cobra pose. If you like, you can go to upward facing dog, but you can always stay here in cobra pose. Exhale, press your hips back and up into downward dog. Spread your fingers wide and press into your palms. For this pose, you can bend your knees a little if needed, but you have to keep your focus on lifting your hips and creating space in your shoulders. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands and drop your back heel down. Reach arms up. Shorten your stance if needed, or you can also keep your hands on hips to focus on alignment. Square your hips forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, keeping core strong. Drop your knees if needed, and you can lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, lower your belly, then lift to cobra, gently opening the chest. Keep elbows slightly bent and lift only as far as it's comfortable. Exhale, press back to downward dog, taking a few breaths here. Inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands, ground your right heel and rise into warrior one. Again, if it feels wobbly, shorten your stance. Hands can stay on hips to help with balance. Exhale, place your hands down, back to plank. You can stay here or you can drop your knees for chaturanga. Inhale, lower to your belly and gently lift your chest in cobra. Exhale, press back into downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. You can bend your knees if needed, focusing on spine length rather than heel reach. And as you inhale, look forward and step or walk to your mat. Exhale, fold forward gently. And as you inhale, rise all the way to standing, reaching your arms overhead. Exhale, bring hands back to your heart. Keep doing the Surya Namaskara B modified version until you build up the strength. Let's go through it one more time. You can always stick to the modified version, but if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can follow along. Hands at heart, deep breath in, and as you inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, fold forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, we lift halfway to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back and lower halfway. And as you inhale, press up, open chest. And as you exhale, hips back, drawing in the spine, downward dog. Inhale, step right foot forward, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower halfway to Chaturanga Dandasana. And as you inhale, lift chest up, back to upward dog. And as you exhale, hips back, downward dog. And we'll go straight to inhaling to warrior one, left side, step, left foot forward, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower to Chaturanga. And then as you inhale, lift chest up to upward facing dog. Exhale, hips back, downward dog. Let's take a deep breath here. Breathe in and all the way out. One more inhale. And as you inhale, this time step forward, lift halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise to stand, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And as we finish this practice, let's just go back to child's pose and take a few breaths here. Just to stretch out our back, our arms. Surya Namaskara B is a very strong pose. So just take this time to relax and rest your body. Let me know if you have any questions and if you have any poses you'd like to break down for yoga basics.